1. We are live.
This is 2OF Entertainment.
Welcome to Habanos Saturday, the fastest growing cigar show on YouTube with over 100,000 subscribers. Come join us every Saturday live. Every Saturday live.
And we're back, kids. Welcome to the show. We're sorry that we're back.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. Everyone's smoking today but me because I'm on the luxury yacht. We're not allowed to smoke on the yacht. But anyway, hey, before we start the show, there's a couple house cleaning things we want to do. If you're watching the show and you like it, don't forget to like, subscribe, tell your friends, and also make comments. The other part of it is that one of the TOF family members, Michelle the Candle Lady's husband, I'm going to do this at the beginning of the show, has stage 4 cancer. So they have a GoFundMe page, and we're going to run a little advertisement. If you'd like to contribute to them, then we greatly appreciate it. So here you go, and then we'll be right back. Hi, this is Stephen from 2OF Entertainment, and one of our family members, Michelle the Candle Lady's husband, is having a little problem. He has stage 2 cancer, and they've had a GoFundMe fund to help him pay his medical expenses. So we're asking you, fans of the 2OF Entertainment channel, if you can find $1 here or there to possibly give him a little bit of money for his stage 2 cancer and help him through it. And then thoughts and prayers are with him. And once again, thank you for being part of the 2OF family. And there you go. That's our little thing. And just so everybody knows,
a tie for him.
There you go. So, and actually we found out on Friday after we cut the commercial that he actually has stage 4. So there you go. So if you can help out, that'd be awesome. If you can't, no worries. Just thoughts and prayers would be wonderful. And now, excuse me, time for cigars. Gentlemen, how are we doing this week? And the comments, as you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, are going to be live. So as you people put your comments, there you go.
We have Marie joining us soon.
Oh, very nice. And just to let you know, last week's show on Instagram, the rebroadcast on my Instagram, I don't know about anybody else's, a couple thousand people. So that was very nice to see them watch the rebroadcast.
Very cool. Okay, now, so is this you upping the game, Reza, with your white ties?
I was told I was specifically, well, I wore the white tie in sympathy for the 2OF family. I think that's the least I could have done. I did it in sympathy. But also yesterday, I was privileged to smoke with the extended Usman family in London. And without mentioning names, I was told to up my game. And now, being the superficial person I am, I actually took it as putting a tie on, rather than improving my intellectual or emotional output. So I hope that I can satisfy. I hope I can satisfy the audience members who are kind enough to come up to me in person and give me feedback.
Right. Great. So, Ali, thank you very much for joining. Like always, I am smoking a Pola Naga Petit Corona. I don't know what Raza is smoking. Looks like pot. And Steven isn't smoking.
That's right. Hey, now, wait a minute, Usman. You saw my list that I sent you. That was very nice to send me to all of those. What should I smoke out of that list today? And then that's what I'm going to smoke today and post on Instagram.
They've come from Ruben.
Wow. Of course.
These are hot off the press from Argentina via Miami.
They'll be all amazing.
No, but which one should I smoke first? That's what I'm going to smoke first. Should I smoke the Magnum or should I smoke the Monte Cristo?
The Magnum.
The Magnum? All right, I'm going to be smoking the H. Upmann Magnum 54 today, ladies and gentlemen. And it'll be posted on my Instagram, but I will send a picture of all the cigars that I received, and I will send you a list of what they are so you can see what I'll be smoking over the weekend.
It's a shame that you weren't able to get a very decent Rocky Patel. That would have superseded the entire bunch. I mean, the reason I mention it is because before coming on this show today, I put on my YouTube, and suddenly last week's show popped up, and that Rocky Patel theme was going. I mean, it's done, right? But it's still fresh in my head. And if any of you splendid fellows out there get a chance, smoke a Rocky Patel.
That's
any other shit comments that you would like to make, Raza, in addition to this as well?
No. As I say, I've upped my game. I've upped my game, and I'm now going to out the person that asked me to up my game. It was our mutual friend.
That's exactly why you were asking us to smoke Rocky Tails.
Did he ask you to smoke Rocky Patel too?
Well, it's like going to a wedding. If the bridesmaids are dressed in pink, the bride looks better, and that was the sort of like rationale behind that. But it was I had an interesting, fun, very wholesome afternoon smoking with Dodd, who's visiting from Dubai, introduced to me by Usman, mainly online. I meet a lot of people through the social media network, and I'm sure Usman does as well. You kind of meet these people through Instagram or TikTok, and you kind of get a feeling that you know about them. But then you meet them in person, and normally the surprise is that they're better in person
taller
than they are on their social media.
Yeah, they're much taller.
I'm the exception. I'm worse.
I love it. Well,
okay.
But here's the nice thing. I've met several fans while I smoke cigars. In fact, I met a nice gentleman, Jay Michael, last week. And Jay Michael gave me this double Corona from the La Ferrona factory here in Ybor City. And I have to tell you, it was rolled by a Cuban cigar perfectionist lady. And it was one of the nicest smokes I've ever had. It starts off, goes from very light to medium to heavy to like, oh my God, it was a beautiful smoke.
Complex smoke. Interesting smoke.
If you've smoked double Corona from La Corona factory, that is probably going to be, and if you're saying it started as light and moved on, I think it would probably be Hoyo DC without the band. And there is one absolute gem of a double Corona whenever you can find it.
Yeah, no, this one guy was just sitting with me. He goes, "You've ever had this?" I said, "No," and he gave it to me, and I gave him a thing and back, and then that was it. We smoked cigars and talked about it. It was a beauty. That's what's nice about having cigars. It's a nice little brotherhood. So
very nice.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. What are we going to talk about today as we wait for our elder statesman to come in? What's going on? We're going to talk about politics.
Generally,
right. Before we go on to the other thing, and Radha starts his rant. For the fans.
Yeah.
For the fans who have joined and who were there, who might be joining or whatever, the thing is, we would be having two interesting weeks coming ahead of us. One being the next one, where we have a guest joining us by the name of Philip Thorpe, if I'm not wrong. Philip Thorpe is the gentleman with Cigars as his thing going on these days, and this is in relation to last week's podcast with Dave. As a result of which, we were then contacted and let's share that there are things that are happening in the background that they would like to share, as we were talking a lot more about the fact that a lot of things that are not seen happening. So that will be a good place and platform and a discussion to understand what is it that the industry people are doing in order to save cigars in the UK. So next week would be interesting. Do make sure you join in time and all of that. And following the week of next one, which is the 6th of September, we would have an absolute legend joining us. Aaron Sigmund will be with us. The podcast will start an hour later than our usual time, specifically for that reason. And we would have some insightful conversation on that. Yes, sir, I was going to stop in any case.
Usman, can you log out and log back in? There is a problem with your, there's a metallic noise on your when
on
you're
your side,
speaking, and there's bits and pieces that get cut out.
right? Which we prefer. Yeah, just log out and back in, and we're gonna have Jean Marie come back now. He'll replace you while we're waiting for you. Oh, there he is. And let's bring in our guest of the week.
Thank God.
Oh my God. I couldn't wait to get rid of this guy.
The amount of talking, my God, my ears are hurting.
I know, like it just doesn't shut up.
I thought, you know, the politest. I think you may be having some technical issues, Usman. But my goodness, when Usman starts talking, my goodness, it's just like droning sound. There's like wasps.
I hate it. Yeah, it's the worst.
But please don't say that to him in person. It's just a lovely.
You know, he'll get offended. Yeah, he'll cry because he's a princess.
Well, he won't cry. He'll be holding it in, but that causes more trauma. So there's no need to say it.
And hopefully,
and it's not as if he watches the reruns of this show anyway.
I know. He watches the show. Hopefully, he'll get back onto Instagram for everybody because we just lost all the Instagram people.
Well, thank God. My God, freeloaders.
Yeah. I mean, you know how it is.
Well, you know how it is. People like to watch content for free, yeah. But what they don't think about is, you know, liking, commenting, subscribing. Now, this is something you and I were talking about, right?
Yes,
engagement. One of the very cool things about this YouTube channel that you've been running for at least a couple of years, or 3 years, maybe even, right, is that we may not. There you go. It's not a competition, Stephen. Fine. Okay. So the thing is this, we get engagement in person.
We do.
Like you get it, I get it, Usman gets it, right? And that's actually really quite a beautiful thing. I don't really want to lose out on that, but what I'm beginning to, I see other so-called YouTubers and social media people, they get a lot online. Now, we get it in real time. We get it live. But what I'd like is, when we put these videos up, or when you put these videos up, for more people to comment on their thoughts, or, you know, poke fun at us, or whatever it may be, because what happens, even from a comedic perspective, it turns into a serious discussion about cigars one way or the other, whether it's a brand of cigars, style of smoking, the people who smoke cigars. And actually, whilst Usman is gone, I was hoping he'd be back by now, but really the theme is the changing culture of cigar smokers. It's happening quite rapidly. We're seeing a lot now. It's almost within the last year, suddenly this emergence of lifestyle smokers, a much younger crowd, a more female crowd, and it's become really, really very fashionable. It's I hope it's not just trending. I hope it's sort of like a shift, but that's something that we could even with, like, if Jean-Marie is joining, he's old guard, as they say. Usman, we were just talking about the change in lifestyle, the change in culture of cigar smokers, and how it's changing.
And by the way, did you go back on the Instagram and re-Instagram people?
Can you guys wait for a bit? I am.
Well, we can, but this is a live show, and we understand that you're old. But you know what we'll do while we're waiting for you to figure out how to work your laptop? We can bring Jean-Marie in.
Wait! Don't.
No, not yet. We have to wait for we get on Instagram. God forbid the people on Instagram.
Raza, can you check? It should be on.
It's on? All right, hold on. Let's check, everybody. If you're on Instagram.
I can't check because my Instagram is on the phone that I'm actually calling you guys from. I'm a bit of a one-trick phone. My phone does everything for me.
Yeah, you're not hooked up to Instagram, just to let you know, because you don't see it in the right-hand corner yet. He's figuring it out. We'll get Jean-Marie here in a second.
I can see it. Can you see it now?
Now we see it. All right, let's look. There we go. We have a live show. Not yet. It'll be here shortly. So Instagram is probably going live here in a minute. All right, there we go. We can continue with the show. It'll be there in a second.
Okay.
Now, we said nice things about you because we know you don't watch the show because you blush. So we said nice things about you when you left to get yourself rebooted. And I will tell you that
I did not leave. You guys did not like me being here, so you asked me to get out and come back. So let's be very clear and honest about the whole thing. The most important thing I want to say is I am super happy to read a message where it says, "Hello, Usman, Laurent, and hello." So Laurent is someone I'm always inspired with because of his composure, because of his knowledge, and a friend who has always given positive vibe. Great to have you here, Laurent.
That's a rare type of friend.
That's right. Listen, I give you positive vibes all the time. I think that what we said when you went off air was very positive.
You both give me naughty vibes, not the positive vibes.
We give it Majida. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, should we bring our guest in for the week?
Absolutely.
And hey, Laurent, nobody likes a snitch. Laurent he says they're not saying nice things. He says, let me rephrase. They were saying nice things. I like Laurent. There you go.
I exactly know both of them. That's why I was very sure they wanted me out so that they can do whatever they wanted to do.
Yeah, and hello to yours. Yours, how you doing? All right, everybody, here we go. Here's our guest of the week. He'll be joining us in a second. There he is.
Hello.
How are you, my friend?
Hi, Marie.
There you are.
Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
We can. You're tinny.
Sure. We can see you for sure.
You're tinny.
Well, you cannot see me.
We can see you and hear you, but you sound a little tinny.
I don't know, because this thing is turning and I cannot see the square where I'm supposed to be. No.
Okay. Who's going to come back?
There you
go.
Just the three of us.
Are we saying things about John Marie
today?
Yeah, I think there's a StreamYard issue today.
I think one of you might be smoking a New World cigar. That might be affecting the quality.
I am not smoking any New World cigars this weekend. I am smoking only the Cuban cigars that were given today.
I'm smoking a cigar from the New World.
Yeah, right.
Well, if you look at where it's from the New World.
Argentina.
Yeah,
it's Argentina.
Well, so-called New World.
Can you take it a bit? Nice. See, your focus was completely off. The focus you've kept is on your own.
Hang on. Can you see that?
The other way. Yeah, take it. Zoom out.
There you go.
Yeah, that's fine. Juan Lopez, exclusivo connoisseur. That's fine. Thank you very much.
Grand Patagon. Well, okay. Expand.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Well,
Laurent,
I think we should do like this.
I have been told. You know what?
I exactly know both of them. This is what they do. They either kick me out to talk bad about me, or in case I'm not there, they're always doing the same thing.
You're such a victim, Usman. You're such a victim. We only say wonderful things about you. Actually, the one who gets slagged off is me constantly, because I put myself out there, right? Yeah. The amount of feedback that I get about, Reza, just tone it down, get comfortable, be yourself. This is me. This is what you want me to do. This is me.
Problem is, we always give you the feedback. Don't be yourself. Calm down. Because if you be yourself, then we won't have a show. We
will just infernal conflicting messages that I'm getting from everyone.
I just told him to be himself and do the best he can with it. Okay. And we love him.
Can you tell me one thing?
I mean, for those of you who have forgotten what this show is about, this show is basically three people who are talking to each other about cigars, life, and the universe in the way that they would talk about it anyway, and we just happen to be videoing it. That's about it, right? Yeah. If you like it, that's wonderful. If you're entertained by it, that's wonderful. If you don't like it, you should comment. You should drop a comment on here right now to say, what a bunch of idiots. Reza, you're wonderful, but everyone else is going off the planet right now.
Wow.
Okay, Nadir,
the modesty.
You will be live.
I can't see these comments. Where are they?
Wait. Nadir.
Calm down, Grandpa.
Nadir, okay, so we will be 1 hour late, not this weekend, not the next weekend, but on the weekend of September 6th. So that's for the Saturday 6th, when Aaron Sigmund joined us. For all the rest of the weeks, we are on time. We're not changing the time. Okay, now Laurent says, let me rephrase. They were saying nice things. Laurent, don't worry. I know you and I know both of these. It's fine.
In our mind, just so you were clear to you and Laurent, we were saying wonderful things about you. So, in our mind, they were beautiful. So.
Exactly.
I'm kind of wondering. Laurent is on here. I'm kind of wondering where his fabulous YouTube videos are. He needs to be doing more, because people like me we enjoy. So you need to do more videos, sir.
Now we are talking the right language, Laurent. So this is the feedback
That's feedback. That's on-air feedback. Laurent, do more videos, man. You are doing incredible stuff. You got really good access. It's people like you that keep the industry going, not two jokers like this.
Wow.
Even you were spared this time. Did you see? He spared you.
Yeah.
He actually pointed at.
I did
the wrong thing.
You did the wrong. He meant like this. He meant like this. So
yeah, I mean, we'll be reduced. We'll be reduced to promoting people who are promoting their books eventually.
That's on September 6th. But remember, the reason we have to do it an hour late because he doesn't get up before 9 o'clock to scratch his balls. So that's why we're doing it. So that's where we are.
Can we get past that comment?
No, we can never. That's how we're starting the show when he comes on.
The word came out of the man himself. So
we have it on tape.
He's recycling them again and again and again until they're cheap plastic.
Oh my God.
All right, should we bring in our guest again, or
wait.
Okay, I'm waiting. Dead air on a live show.
He's going to flex with some unicorn cigars.
I know he's going to show us a cigar that there's only 3 in the world of again.
Actually, that's a nice handle for him. It could be Cigar Unicorn. The
man like that.
With stuff that no one else has.
All right. Usman?
No one else has it because when 10,000 books were issued, he bought 10,000 books.
I'm in yours. Yes.
Oh, I actually recorded a video yesterday about the UK ban. So that's what Laurent said. I've actually sent a link to Laurent. Let's see if he's available. If he can, I've sent him a link. Why don't he jump on in? See, that's the beauty of our show. It is a live conversation. That's why we are not a show. We are practically just a bunch of cigar smokers trying to talk.
It's not a show. It's a
happening.
Fly on the wall observation deck for anyone who wants to see what people like us talk about. That's really what it is.
Yeah. It's a happening, everybody. It's a happening.
I like the fact that you're going to do a Michael Jackson video. Like, that's rock with you all night. You know, with the laser beams around you, now the hearts. That's like American Beauty with the hearts.
Jean-Marie just left because you've annoyed him. And he says, Usman annoyed me.
He's probably annoyed by the fact you don't pronounce his name properly. It's actually Jean-Marie.
Jean-Marie. Oh, Laurent's here. You ready for Laurent?
Yeah, bring him on.
There he is. He's right there.
That is what we call.
You never get that excited when I come on. What's wrong with you?
Well, we know you. Hold on, and we have another guest coming on as well. There we go, kids.
I don't know what's going on here. What the hell?
Oh, we have Laurent and we have Jean-Marie, both amazing. Laurent, it is so good to see you after a while. There is some change that I see. You've grown young again.
I don't think he's either hearing you or just listening to you, but he's not commenting.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
We hear you, but you're still tinny.
Laurent, you're mute. Laurent, I guess you're mute. Laurent, I guess you're mute.
Yeah. Anyway, hi Steven, hi Reza, and hi Ousmane, and salut Laurent, comment vas-tu?
Bonjour, ça va.
Où est-ce que tu es passé? Ça fait un bout de temps qu'on t'a pas vu.
Raza, can you translate this for us? Because
they're the French niceties to each other. I miss you. I haven't seen you for a while. How are you guys doing? But it is important to pronounce everyone's names properly, Ousmane.
Yes, my bad. So can you do that for us as well?
I did it.
You're bad, guys. You're bad.
No.
Thank you. I take that as a high compliment. High compliment.
Yes. Anyway, just a small thank you for inviting me on your podcast. So thank you very much. I don't know what happened. The broadcast was going in and out of focus. Anyway, we're here now.
We're here now. It's always a pleasure to have you, Laurent. It's a pleasure to have you. So we talked last week about Save the Cigars in the United Kingdom. So tell us, you did a video on it. What was the video about? And next week we have, I think, the guy in charge of Save Cigars. So tell us what's going on.
And I wanted to, first of all, I haven't made a video for about 8 months. I had a big family problem, probably the biggest issue I had to handle in my entire life. So that's why I was away. I had shit happens, as you all know.
Yep.
And sometimes it can be health, sometimes it can be work, and sometimes it can be so yes, so the hardest time of my life. And you're talking to somebody who already had cancer when he was 15, so I had a lot of shit in my life, so that you understand. So yeah, I wanted to just help a bit the people, the guys in because, as you know, they put a website on, try to for people to write to the MP to say please don't put cigars in the tobacco and vape bill. My position, my belief is it won't make any difference. As you know, in Belgium now they're going to have plain packaging. This is the way it's going, and without being negative or depressed, we are fighting against especially in Europe. It's just a question of time before they're going to ban cigars, tobacco smoking and cigar smoking.
I think Laurent's having a problem with his internet. Benjamin, you're on mute.
Yeah, Marie, can you go on mute?
Can I what?
Can you go on mute? Raza, can you
seems to
also?
have solved itself.
Okay.
This has solved itself. We're good.
So for me, this is something that, for me, the future of cigar smoking is definitely just going back to the prohibition time with alcohol in the US. This is where we're going. This is where we're going. I'm not saying we have to do it because, of course, it's illegal. But I live in Geneva, in Switzerland, and downstairs, the government is doing nothing about these guys. It tells them come, it's wonderful. And then, of course, there's a lot of criminality because they don't know who's there. And I'm not saying all of immigrants are bad, but if you can't afford taking them and putting them into a job, into a house, you shouldn't take any more people. If I walk 12 minutes from here, I can come back and show you I buy cocaine, I buy marijuana with no problem at all. And I won't even be stopped. But governments all around Europe are banning people like us, who most of us have never done anything wrong. I mean, not anything criminal. We pay taxes, we run businesses, we try to follow the rules. So my issue now, it's easier to tackle people like us who are 30 to 80-year-old tax-paying citizens, because we have things to lose, rather than a lot of criminals. They've lost the law against, they've lost the fight against drugs. They lost the fight against a lot of things, but they are after us. And the idea of this UK bill, where in 2030, or in 2050, sorry, a 42-year-old will be able to buy a cigar, and a 40-year-old won't be able to buy a cigar. And if you're sitting in a restaurant, in your house, and you have no neighbors, and you decide to offer cigars to everybody, if you offer a cigar to a 40-year-old who's a policeman, you can be arrested, because solicitation of smoking is bad. So it's not only selling. So this for me is ridiculous, because I can go and buy cocaine at the train station. You see what I mean? So we have become ridiculous. If you said this to our grandparents or great grandparents, And we have people like me. I'm from a small island of Corsica. You have people here from the Middle East, from Pakistan, from the US, I guess. And if we told this to all our grandparents, they would laugh and say, "You see what I mean?" And there are people voting for that, and there are people who think that we're waking up in the morning and banning people like us. We like to smoke a cigar. Maybe it's one cigar a week, maybe it's one cigar a day, and maybe it's the only thing that makes us happy in a typical life. You can have a problem with your wife, with your kids, with your work, and sometimes that's the only nice thing that will happen to you in one day, apart maybe in the shower in the morning, is going to have your cigar. And they want to ban this from us.
Laurent, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
You said something very interesting, very nice. You said basically that cigar smokers are an easy target. It's much harder to nail the drug dealers, etc., etc., etc. That's what you said, like low-hanging fruit, right? I am wrestling with myself, especially in the UK, sitting here in London. I'm trying to work out, is this a mixture of apathy, ignorance, or what is the reason behind? Basically, it is not understood what cigar smokers are about at a governmental level, at a legislative level, right? Okay. And it's been an industry that's gone on for maybe 200 years, 200 plus years, 250 years. It's a very old pastime. What do you think is at the core of this? Are the government not aware of statistics of cigar smokers? Are they not aware of how? Is this an apathetic problem? Is it just an ignorance problem? Do we need to engage in more education, or is it a mixture of everything?
I would say, I'm just guessing, of course. I guess my guess is that we, at the moment, I'm talking about Europe because it's in Europe that it's targeted. We represent the white middle-aged men, and we're responsible for everything that has gone bad in humanity. Most of us are conservative. Most of us, we represent the white male conservative, and that's horrible.
Bad internet.
Of course, is that at the moment the forces behind that are usually left wings, and they are fighting all representations of who we are,
of traditional values.
Oh yes, and conservative values. So to be honest, I don't care if gay men want to be married, if it's their choice. To be honest, I don't care. You see what I mean? You see, as a conservative man, they can do what they want. Yes, it's their choice. I don't mind. They want to adopt kids. I don't. It's if
as long as people leave you alone. As long as people leave you alone with your pursuits.
But now they are trying to. They impose a lot of things to a lot of beliefs, in our culture. So we have to say yes. You're responsible for that, and so taxes in Europe, as you know, are huge. And they're trying to also ban things that are representative of who we can be, basically. And cigar is a fat, old, bald Winston Churchill, and that's a big issue. That's what I think. It represents a type of men that they do not want anymore. And to be honest, and this is the story, but the person who gave me my first cigar was Margaret Thatcher's private economic advisor. His name was Hugh Thurston, and Hugh was my mentor, and Hugh was gay. See what I mean? So it doesn't matter. You don't need to be.
It transcends. It's transcendental hobby, practice,
exactly.
tradition.
So That's what I think. I think it's they want.
I think we're having internet problems from Switzerland.
No. He's being jammed by the United Kingdom government. This is sort of
probably
being censored.
But here's what's interesting. What he just said though is they're blaming white guys over say 40 or 50 for all the problems. This goes back to the woke, all the little woke children. Like, oh, this is wrong and that's wrong, and it's like, no, it's not. And really, what is cigar smoke? Smoking a cigar, who does it hurt? Nobody. You know, like I told this story once before on the show. I was in New York City on a corner smoking a cigar, and this lady, this is back when they didn't have the natural gas buses, looked at me with such disdain, like I was, I don't know, raping her dog. And all of a sudden, this bus comes by, puffs a whole bunch of black smoke at us, and I looked at it and going, "You're worried about this?" And I just kept walking. I'm like, the people don't understand. You know, it's like alcohol is okay now, right? We did the prohibition to Laurent's thing. So no, what we can do? We do a prohibition on cigars. There'll just be a black market to it.
I wonder what Jean-Marie's perspective on this is, as sort of like a sort of industry stalwart who's been around. Jean-Marie, what do you think?
I mean, all what you are saying is a possibility. Myself, I have two attitudes. One which is a purely cynical, egoistic attitude, which in French is called après moi le déluge, which I think Laurent would understand. Après moi le déluge means after me comes the storm, which means that I don't care. So that's the cynical, egoistic attitude. I'll be pushing daisies by the time this regulation comes into force. So, yeah, no skin off my nose. On the other hand, you cannot never, ever change a society desire to entertain itself. You cannot change it. It's impossible. They tried with alcohol, they tried with this, they tried with that. What is going to happen, according to my assessment, it's going to go underground. So it's the same way you go to a pub or a restaurant and you ask the waiter to give you an e-tablet or crack or whatever, and you pay him under the table. If you go to a pub or a bar and, behind the bar, he can give you whatever you want. And this is what's going to happen. The other thing which has not been tested, you have to understand that the Brits are one of the most clever people writing contracts and rules and regulations and laws. And there is always something that they forget. Like they have forgotten
loopholes,
that you can go into a tobacconist who's got a cigar lounge, and allegedly you are testing the cigar to buy, so it is okay for you to smoke the cigar. So that's a loophole. The loophole that exists with this new system is that what happens if you offer your son a cigar, or a box of cigars, or 10 boxes of cigars? Are you going to be arrested? And what is, what the law says? Is it prison? Is it a fine? Is it chopping your head? I mean,
culture crime. Culture crime.
There is a loophole here, and the loophole is you are not allowed as a youngster to buy cigars. However, it does not say anything about renting a cigar. And that's a loophole. Yeah, that's a loophole. So you can go there and you don't purchase it. It belongs to the tobacconist. You're renting it for half an hour. So that's my little thinking.
Bravo, Jean-Marie.
Very, very, very interesting insights to how the systemic loopholes can be looked into. So yeah,
this is the best. This is how we do it.
No, this sounded like our side of the world kind of ways of getting things done. You have to come up with creative solutions to the self-created problems.
No, but it's really cool. I mean, social media platforms like this, right? You know, people have these discussions in private. They may have them. They may have these discussions on Herfs, but really, the projection of this into sort of like social media culture is very, very necessary, because this is what people think, and these are the attitudes. And I don't believe it's really made a dent with lawmakers. And to be honest, I have my own opinion on this. I think the law will change again and again and again. Culture will change again and again and again. But I hope something like this will go on for the next, forever, really.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
well,
Laurent,
Cigar Analyst says he likes the way JM thinks. And Nadar says it's only the producers not paying enough money to the politicians, which I actually agree with. I think if they paid them whatever, then they would like cigar issue would go away. It's kind of like in America.
I mean, it's a human rights issue. It's part of my religion to smoke a cigar.
Oh my
Well,
God!
you start a church. You start a church.
It is political. Obviously, it is political, and it is a nanny state. We don't want to live in a nanny state. What next? That I cannot have a barbecue, a steak in my back garden because the fumes are disturbing the ozone layer. I mean, where do you stop? So
I don't know what Jean-Marie is complaining about. His cigar collection is just going to go exponentially more valuable. So,
I mean, why he's complaining, I don't know. He should be thrilled to death. His cigar value just went 10x. So him and yours.
wants to say something.
What Jean-Marie said, the head of the French, the head of the Green Party in France is a lady. She's an economic professor, and she said on television she wanted to buy barbecue, not for the reason that Jean-Marie said, because of the flames, of the fumes, of the smoke, but because for her it represented the typical macho man.
Okay.
Laurent, I missed a part. You said what did she want to do?
She wants to buy barbecues, because for her, typical of a macho man who wants to. It's only men.
So she's a man hater, basically. She's a man hater.
That run.
Let her get a leg over, and that's it, really.
Well, but then this movement that's kind of started in the UK, these UK cigar aficionados, the ladies who are smoking, is a really cool thing.
Raza, wait.
I'm going to do a Rizla for a second.
Yeah, sure. Laurent, sorry, you were completing your thought.
Yes, I said that she said she was very proud because her husband was a deconstructed man.
Oh.
I hear the resentment in Laurent's voice.
No, I mean, imagine. There are women now who are proud. So what is a deconstructed man?
Man with no balls.
Pussy. That's what a deconstructed man is, a pussy.
Yeah.
What? You can't say pussy? I'm sorry.
No, you can. This is a big issue, and all of this is coming into our generation, and and so someone you ask, what's the future? I think, for example, I come from Corsica, which is, as you know, run by France. We smoke in bars and we smoke in restaurants. The police is very scared because everybody carries guns, so they're scared, so they don't come in.
Oh, by the way, I didn't get an opportunity to say this, Laurent. Laurent, keep going, man. If you've been through a hard time, keep going. You're looking good. You're looking fit. Keep going. And we're looking forward to more videos from you. We actually watched them.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, yes, I think that, as you know, politicians push, but then the people who are supposed who have to actually enforce, like the police, after a while, they realize it's ridiculous and stupid, and I think that these laws, and as you know, in Belgium now it's illegal to smoke indoors. It's illegal to smoke. In Spain, it's now going to be illegal to smoke on terraces. In some regions, it's illegal. I was there. You can't smoke on a
That's crazy.
terrace. They're going to ban it in Belgium. They're going to ban it so they're going to ban it everywhere. But then trying to survive in the world of running after thieves and bosses everywhere now in Europe are tired because they can't solve anything. Now they're going to have to run after smokers. I'm not talking about only cigar smokers, but cigarette smokers. And so I think the more they're putting those laws, the less the police force will be able to enforce them, because it's too much. It's too much. Except that it's easier to catch a cigar or cigarette smoker and charge £200 or euros as an invoice than running after an illegal immigrant that is stole something in a shop because they don't know where he lives. They cannot find him. It's very difficult. For us, we run. We don't run as fast.
Yeah.
So this is for me the issue is that the population, we on the road here, every 100 meters there is a speed cap. It's illegal, okay, but it's easy to buy and to find. Go to a train station. I have lived in streets here with Nigerian cocaine dealers there for 20 years. They're there. They know me. They know who I am. They're not any problem. They don't do any harm to me, of course, But my kids are walking to school or to their school bus among drug dealers from Nigeria. They have no papers. They're selling drugs, but they're there, And my issue is that for us, life is more and more difficult. I don't bother anybody, but now it's very difficult for me to smoke anywhere.
Yeah, here in the States, what they have
And
is
in
New
York, I know in some buildings, even if you own, you can't smoke in some apartments, even if you own them.
Correct. Yeah, they have non-smoking apartments in the U.S. So you can't smoke on the balcony. You can't smoke in the building. You have to be 25 feet away. It's crazy.
What the hell? If I can't smoke in my own house, in my own apartment, why the F am I just owning it?
Here, I'll give you the perfect. Yeah. Well, here's the perfect example in Bellevue, Washington. When I was there, I told you this story. I went to a cigar lounge, a chemist, I was about to pick out a cigar. I go, where can I smoke it? And he's like, well, you can't smoke it here. I'm like, I'm sorry. He says, but we have a little patio. Now, granted, it's freezing cold and they've got one little heat thing because you can't smoke it here. You can smoke it out there. And I'm like, you don't even have chairs. And he's like, well, you can't smoke it here. And I'm like, then why are you even a cigar store? So, it's dictating what people can do behind closed doors. The government, enough is enough. It's getting to a point where, big brother, enough with the big brother. And at some point, people are going to say, screw you, we don't care. Like your law that you guys in the UK, where they want to have at a certain cutoff, if it moves every year, this is what they do here with alcohol, right? Every year you have to be 21. So the law just keeps, the date changes every January 1st till you're 21. But if your law is going to be like, this is the cutoff date, and to Laurent's point, in 2050 you have to be 42 years old to buy a cigar. That's a dumbest thing I ever heard. And then, of course, JM's point, you're just renting the cigar, you're not buying it. So maybe that's that's the dumbest law I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
it's like,
especially
how stupid can these people be?
In a country where there's no ID cards, it's not compulsory. So how do you? I can understand you're selling alcohol or you're selling. I would not give a cigar or alcohol to a kid. Obviously, none of us would do it. Okay, they have plenty of time to enjoy them if they want to. If there's it's their choice. But so if you see someone and you have in the UK, the law is if you see someone who's below 25, you could start to be wondering whether they're 18. Okay, but how is it going to be? Do you think this guy is 41 or 42? How are they going? If it's a country you don't have to wear an ID, it's impossible. It's impossible.
But Laurent, by that time, technology, your ID will be on your phone. I mean, like in 20 years' time, everything, your ID is kind of being lost these days to technology. So there'll be other solutions by that time. Maybe not today, but by that time.
So our fake IDs,
you may have a chip. You may have the requirement to have a chip in your forehead that tells everyone everything. I mean, where's the world going?
No, you're right.
But that's the point, right? That becomes the government becoming Big Brother. And I don't think we really want the government to be, but they can't handle what they're doing today. Do I really want them in my bedroom? Do I want them in my living room? Do I want them in my kid? Like, enough. People want to smoke cigars. Let them smoke cigars. Cigars don't kill people, So
the issue is they want to have a they want to have an e-currency. They want to have electronic currency on how you spend your money, and they will be able to tell you, listen, you're buying too much sugar, you're buying too much fat, you're traveling too much, and from one day to another, they will be able to say, oh, by the way, there's a 10% tax on on your travel,
leaving the doorstep on your house.
Right.
Yeah. Everything that they will be able, especially now with AI, they'll be able to analyze everything you buy. So they will know what you smoke, probably, unless you start. And how will you handle buying anything illegal if you can't buy cigar legally in your country? And of course, they will make
something scary. I have something scary to share with you on that point, Laurent. In the UK, we have on our phones, we have an app for NHS, right? National Health Service.
Yeah.
I don't quite know what's going on, but every 4 or 5 months, I get a message saying, stop smoking. Okay, and that's happening now. Okay, so
maybe they just send that to everybody.
They could do, but those things they're sort of weird. It's like when YouTube is listening to you or your phone is listening to you and you mention something and then boom, it appears on Instagram that same day or whatever it is. You're thinking of buying a pink handbag and then suddenly a pink handbag will appear. And I've said it now, and there'll be photos of pink handbags on my Instagram, apart from pretty girls, but pink handbags.
It's easy now. It's easy. And yes, the apps are listening. And it's not like, not even surprising because the tools are here. A friend of mine sent me, what did he send? A friend of mine last week, he said, you're paying a lot of money for internet in your house because I'm with the Swiss telecom thing. And he said, oh, you pay less. And he sent me the invoice from another contractor, another company. And now from the day after, I started to receive a lot of advertising from this company. And he sent me a message on WhatsApp saying you should do this company. And I receive a lot of advertising. So yes, of course, I guess it's not totally illegal. So obviously all the apps are going to listen to us. they will know who's smoking. They will know, of course, what we're smoking, and from there on, they will probably know even where we're smoking. So, yes.
The only good thing in this entire thing that I've seen is Urs's comment where he says, the positive, you get a chip who give you the perfect illusion you smoke always a behike. Urs, yeah.
Or in JM's case, he's got a whole like warehouse full of them, so he doesn't need the illusion. He's just going to smoke them, so it doesn't matter.
Stephen, let me tell you one thing. You're not only meeting one person with a warehouse. The other person.
I know yours has a warehouse too.
No. The other person who's joined also is like the same. The only issue is in Laurent's case, you have not even explored yet. There would be a warehouse as well.
That's another show about his warehouse. Okay.
Yes.
So.
Stash house.
Yeah.
Stash house. Yes, the stash house for cigars.
And he says everything is very intrusive and privacy does not exist in today's day and age.
Well, that's
just a small studio, Stephen. It's a small one bed that has been turned into a walk-in.
Very humble.
Yeah, but it's really nothing. Yeah,
Yeah, now Jean-Marie is absolutely aware that everyone's listening. So no, it's just small. Very
it's small. It's a small little
in the corner of the room.
It's a small little 5,000 square meter little center of my house. Don't worry about it.
There you go. There you go.
The humility, Jean-Marie's humility knows no bounds.
By the way, this gives me an idea. We should, after the next two shows, when we have the two guests already lined up, we should have a day where we should have all three of them in our show. We should have Urs also joining, Jean-Marie and Laurent, and that would be a fun show to discuss what are the kind of gems and what kind of stories they have of acquisition of those kind of cigars. Because and if somebody has not till date watched Laurent's videos on the Cohiba Maestusos, I would say they should definitely go back. That is one video I have shared multiple times with people because, Laurent, the best news, the interesting most news is that recently Pakistan market has received those Maestusos as well. And there were like 3 or 4 of those humidors, and the way I got to know was a very popular gentleman, and I wouldn't describe and tell his name, but he is in the no. See, I haven't taken permission. He's not my friend, so it doesn't look nice.
He's an enemy.
No, he's not. So he's someone who's in the entertainment and the photography and the film industry and all that stuff. He posted
people in Pakistan, so they'll figure it out. Go ahead.
And he started posting it, and the first thing that he posted was like 50,000 pounds or 70,000 pounds is the actual price. I'm smoking this and that, and then I couldn't stop myself, and I was like, "I'm sorry to burst your bubble." And the gentleman just came back to me on the same thing. How can you say it is fake? I was like, this one is actually a bad fake. If you want to see the right kind of fake, this is the video. Go watch it and you will know what kind. So I think, Laura, they have now the categories of those fakes also. The one you got was probably something which
that was a hell of a video that Laura did. That was ages ago.
Yeah. And if, by the way, if you...
About this video, there is a line that's actually even better quality that I found. There is one that has no spelling mistakes on the presentation sheet, description sheet. There's no spelling mistakes, so it's actually higher quality. And a lot of people ask why, what happened. What people don't know is my it's horrible. My lawyer died.
Oh, sad.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I don't know how she died. I don't know. I'm not saying she was, killed because of this, but unfortunately, my lawyer died. Yeah. I had no reply. I had nothing. So I waited and waited, and then I discovered. I saw something in someone, something saying that she had died, unfortunately. So the reason, it took me about a year and a half to write to Intertabac, go to Cuba, wait for the results and everything. So the real situation is like I cannot do anything by Swiss law. Very nice, very, very, very clever lady. She actually wrote to Mr. Villiger because he was the boss of Villiger recently died. It wasn't obviously his fault, but they were very helpful, very, very helpful. Intertabac was very, very helpful. So yes, I think that there are two things. To make money, I think there's a new, the market is open for a new line of fake Majestuosos, probably $20 million to make.
Laurent, the fun part, and I'm going to tell you, I don't know, I mean, I'm sure you all know already, since I am on this part of the world, we have our own local versions of Amazon and the Raz. I mean, it's not a small platform. AliExpress, which is a sub division or a company of Alibaba. Yeah. If you go on that, you can actually order the Majestuosos box with all that paperwork for just a couple of $100.
Oh, excellent! Can you send me the link?
Oh shit! Right? And it's not only limited to Majestuosos. Previously, I had seen boxes of Behikes. I had seen boxes of all those Monte Cristo number 2s and all of that. Now I saw Majestuosos, and even the Linea di Oro boxes are now available there. And I was like, where the hell is this world going on? And if you really search properly, you can actually see different prices of the same thing. And you get to know that, okay, that's the higher quality. That's why the price is the same with the same vendor. And then there's the lower quality.
Oh, by the way, I noticed Jean-Marie has gone a bit underground. The dark glasses, the Stefano Ricci sunglasses are on. He's understood. He's always going...
As soon as we...
Jackie Onassis. He's like Aristotle Onassis. Right? He's a Greek
I just wanted to imitate Reza, that's all. Reza, are you in September?
Very cool, Jean-Marie. Very cool. Bravo.
Are you in London in September?
I'm in London in September. Yes, I'm in London in September.
Jean-Marie,
my birthday month, and I'm going to be 80 years old, and I'll be in London.
Jean-Marie, let me tell you one thing. Don't worry about Raza being anywhere else except London, because for the last 2 years,
he'll always be in London. He never leaves.
For the last 2 years, he's been coming to Pakistan every month, and he is not.
The criminal law courts won't allow me to leave.
Yeah, it's the sunglasses. He's not being able to find his passport. The reason why I'm asking is because I was having a chat with Urs, and he's coming in September, and there is Constantine. Do you know Constantine?
Constantine,
the Romanian gentleman,
the Roman emperor, 450 AD.
Yeah, that one, yeah. And
he convened the first ecumenical council of Nicaea.
Yeah, apparently he's now in Woking.
Okay.
He left. A rebirth. Yeah. So there is Woking, Constantine. There is you. There is Urs.
Get Ousmane, get Stephen, get Laurent.
Ousmane told me that he might come, but I don't know. I mean, if he's coming to London or he's not coming to London. But yeah, I mean, already we have 4 people. Without doing anything, we have 4 people.
Connect up.
Yeah, there is another gentleman in England, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't have his contact. But yeah, I mean.
No, reach out. We'll connect up because the cigar smoking community, even though it has its little niches and echelons, is actually, it is a fraternity. It is, even the sisterhood of cigars. The sorority is taking off a little bit.
Just for the fun of it, really.
I'm sorry.
Just for the fun of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I switched places. Now I'm on the right.
You switched places because you took the sunglasses off.
Okay. Because I didn't know that I had a beard, but it was Osman. It wasn't me. So okay. I found myself. Anyway, what did I want to say? I wanted to have a small parenthesis about Dunhill, if you guys are interested.
Why not?
Well, sure.
So, what really piqued my interest in Dunhill, I'm a Dunhill fan. I have always been a Dunhill fan. I have a Dunhill collection, and obviously I have the gold-plated Dunhill and the whole bloody thing. Here it is. Where is it? Here it is. Where is it? Oh.
There you go.
And this is my T-shirt. Can you see my T-shirt?
Oh yeah.
Oh, hold on, we'll zoom in on it. Hold on. There you go.
Oh, you're a cool cat.
Yeah, her name is Billy. That's my daughter's cat.
Oh, Billy.
Yeah, and we love her. But Billy has got a few problems. The major problem is she has a mental issues. She thinks she's a fashionista. So I don't know how we're going to handle her. Anyway, as far as Daniel is concerned, some people on YouTube, Instagram, and blah, 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 they are stating that the Selection Suprema, whether it is the 501, 502, 503, 504, 505, or the Selection Suprema 500, or the Selection Suprema 300, are Dunhill. It's a Dunhill cigar. It is not a Dunhill cigar. What people have to understand that Dunhill was the distributor of those cigars. They were the agents for Romeo Giulietta and Monte Cristo and Hoyo and so on. And whenever they were exporting the boxes, they had the Dunhill stamp on it or on the band, but it is not a Dunhill cigar. And then you have people who think they are learned people, and they tell you, the best Dunhill is Don Candido. Don Candido is not a Dunhill cigar. It's a Garcia Don Candido cigar that is distributed by Dunhill. It's important to understand that Dunhill didn't start making cigars until early 80s. I think in 1983, 1984, when they started doing their own brand. But before, it was not their brand, it was simply a stamp that was affixed on the boxes. And obviously, it doesn't belong to Dunhill anymore.
Same with
It belongs. They sold to Rodmans, and subsequently they sold to a company which is in Switzerland, and it's called the holding company is called Richemont Groupe Financier, which is a Richemont financial group basically, and Richemont owns Dunhill, except the cigarettes. The cigarettes are not owned by Dunhill. They are owned by Imperial Tobacco or some, I think Imperial, I'm not sure, I have to double check that. But they have everything else. So whether it is lighters or whatever, or clothes or whatever, it's a Richemont. Now, Richemont is a huge company, and they are the owners of Cartier. They are the owners of Piaget. They are the owners of the Audemars Piguet. They are the owners of Jaeger-LeCoultre.
Yeah.
They are the owners of Vacheron Constantin. They are the owners of Van Cleef and Arpels. I mean, you see, the problem is that we don't look beyond the cigar. And I mean, really, if you are anal like I am, you want to look beyond the cigar that you are smoking. And you want to understand how those conglomeration and holdings and group work together. It's a fraternity. This one says to that one, Lisa says to Steven says to Laurent, and you know, they're the happy people. I mean, Laurent was in the investment business, so I'm sure he has got a few stories to tell about how this thing functions better than me. But you know, this is the situation. Same story with Davidoff, same story with everything else. Today, Davidoff, they claim 150 years, which is bullshit. And everybody thinks that Zino Davidoff is the main guy. Zino Davidoff is not. Zino Davidoff sold the shop and the brand name to Ernst Schneider. And Ernst Schneider has been driving Davidoff since 1970. Zino Davidoff official title was ambassador of Davidoff. He was not the guy who calls the shots. He was not the guy who has got the money. And Laurent is approving. You know, it's bullshit. So Zino Davidoff is an image. Yeah. I mean, he does exist as, well, he did exist as a human with bones and flesh, but he had really nothing to do with Davidoff. It was run by Schneider. And if you want to go deeper in the history, Oettinger purchased Davidoff shop in Switzerland, in Basel, I think, and sold it to a guy, I can't remember his name, who sold it to Ernst Schneider. Now, Ernst Schneider is the son-in-law of this man. So you have Zino Davidoff. The shop did not belong to him. The shop belonged to his father. He has nothing to do with it. It belonged to his father. Oettinger bought it, sold it to somebody else, and his son-in-law, Ernst Schneider, was running the show until, when did he die? 94 or 2004? Well, anyway, he's dead. Schneider is dead. So there you go.
Lovely.
Laurent's having a nap, so.
Oh, actually, we never asked Laurent, what is he smoking? What is Laurent smoking?
I can tell. A white Edmundo. See, you need to be very see what he is. See, I saw the yellow band, and I was like, the only Monte Cristo with a yellow band is a white Edmundo.
And to be honest, those two bands, they don't go together. I mean, I don't know if anybody is in design or anything.
I agree with you.
And this is a Patagonia, but these bands don't go together.
Yeah.
The design, it's just horrible. But this is an easy smoke. Yes. It's a good smoke. There's very chocolate, very easy to smoke, like the INS number 3. As far as young cigar, I know that I know that Marie is not into young cigars, but
no, I like this one. It's one of the rare new cigars that I tried and I liked. I think it's a very nice cigar. But I agree with you. The design, the band clash. It's not a nice. It's not. I've got this. Where is it? Here it is. This is one of the oldest.
Traveling there.
Oh. Yeah, this is Halliburton, Reza. Sorry, Osman.
Oh,
that's
wow.
a Halliburton.
Nice.
So these two are Lusitania 1980. This one, what is this one? This one is a 19 or maybe a 2000 Royal Corona.
Okay.
And a Bellicosos 90. And this one, I never found out what it was. It's a Lapman 160. According to Ors, it is not a regular cigar. It's from a humidor. And this is the stuff that I don't like, which is the Trinidad rubbish. And this one is a D4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
That's the ones he gives to his friends.
Yeah.
This D4 was produced with a mistake. Well, I don't know if it's a mistake or it is not a mistake. It says usually if you buy a D4, it says D.4. But there is a release that the band is D.4. And that's it. This is it.
Since we were talking about Davidoff, if somebody is very interested in knowing more about that or about Zino Davidoff himself, that's a book that I was able to find a few years ago, and it's an interesting book about his life and all of that, and you can actually find a lot of things about him and that we were talked and there. And I think someone here on the call remembers that 2 of his copies are lying here with me for a long time.
Yeah, I remember I was having a chat with Laurent, and he delved into the Davidoff story, and he did quite a bit of research on Davidoff. All I want to say is not all what is written is real, is the truth. So whatever you are reading, you need a large pinch of salt. It's basically bullshit. Sorry, go ahead.
So what I must say is that the man who's writing the preface, the introduction of the book, is a French journalist. I'm trying to get hold of him because, as you know, there's the beginning of the book. The book starts with the bonfire, the famous bonfire of Davidoff burning his cigar. First of all, I have a question to you guys. Do you know any Jewish shopkeeper that is burning is has to be very? I'd like to interview the people who were there, and so because he's mentioning the name of a customs officer who was there to prove that he was burning his cigars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would like to interject here, Laurent. It is in the domain of impossibilities that he burned them for 2 reasons. Number one, the cigars that are in Cuba, where they burn the cigars, they are the property of Cuba Tobacco before they leave the shores of Cuba. So he does not have any authority whatsoever in burning the cigars. He doesn't have any authority on burning the cigars. That's number one. Number two, it is not his call. It is Ernst Schneider call. It is not Zino Davidoff call. He has nothing got to do with it. And the reason why he burned it, and I told you that time, he burned it, well, he claimed that he burned it because the quality was not at par. Now, my second problem, I have three problems. That's the first problem is he doesn't have the authority. The second problem is me and the people, my friends, we were smoking Davidoff in 1990, in 1991, in 1992. And there was no problem with the quality of the cigar. So who are you kidding? Are you kidding the people who were smoking it? Or are you kidding the people who were not smoking it? That's who we are kidding. But the people who are smoking, we never complained about it. We complained about Partagaz that is flooded, but we never complained about Davidoff. And the third reason is Cuba burned the cigars because of the lawsuits that were made by four French Bordeaux Chateau vineyard. They were suing Schneider, they were suing Davidoff. They were not suing necessarily Zino Davidoff, they were suing Davidoff as Schneider. And Cuba had to burn them as part of the agreement with the lawyers, with four French companies and 3 British companies were suing for different reasons. So it was not up to them. And the Cubans have agreed that they will never ever produce Davidoff Chateau or Davidoff name, and the proof is they never did. Chateau has never been used again. Schneider has produced and is producing number one and number two and 100 different cigars that I cannot name. I'm not a Davidoff New World fan, so I don't know that. I'm not interested in knowing that. But they have never used the Chateau name since 1991-92. So it's exactly to support what you are saying, Laurent. That's bullshit.
Bullshit.
That's it. No one has a comment? All right, well, that was easy.
Very, very, very insightful.
Very, very
Yeah,
insightful.
it was very cool. I never knew that. That's very neat.
Because, you know, it sounds better. For his history. And in the book, it says the bonfire is taking place in Switzerland with the Swiss customs, not in Cuba.
Yes.
In the book.
Yes, you're right.
And I never. I'm trying to find, because I found a lot of articles about Davidoff in the press, a lot of articles. And what you're saying is totally right. You have to realize that in the 70s, when Mr. Schneider bought the shop from Davidoff was already in his late 60s, beginning of 70s. He sold the shop because he was tired. And as you know, a 70-year-old man 50 years ago is different from a 70-year-old man now, especially someone with a lot of cigarettes and he smoked pipe. And so he had never traveled, and he decided to retire. So he became an ambassador. They used him as an ambassador, but he was not running the shop. So you're totally right. In the 90s, he was not involved. He had no power, except that he was the guy that they would use the name, and they were carrying him around like a movie star or like a famous singer. and he he looked good. I mean, he was good looking. He was always well dressed. So and he was a nice man. He was, but he had no say in what happened to Davidoff, the brand, after 1970, I think 74, something like that. You're totally right. So in the 90s, it was not his call. He had nothing to say. It was not his company anymore. He was an employee.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. I don't think anybody really knows that. So now they've learned about Davidoff on our show.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's
you
true.
get the real facts from word of mouth, as Laurent is saying that writing can be political and agenda driven, but this is really great stuff.
No, I think the name has become really big. I mean, you have to. I'm not saying anything against this man. Okay, he was a great shopkeeper. He loved his cigars, and he traveled the world. And I think he was a lucky man. He had talent. He was good at selling, like all the Armenians and the Jews in general. Good at running shops, and as we know. Now he's the Chinese, but this guy was very lucky. He escaped what is now Ukraine and was part of Russia, north of Russia. He was born somewhere north of Kiev, and they lived in Jewish villages where they used to have pogroms, and pogroms are facts. A lot of people would come and beat the hell out of them and steal from them, and they would do pillage. They would do bad things to move to the US. And going from Ukraine, they stopped in Switzerland, and they never left Switzerland. But they were supposed initially to go to the US. And they did. When they stopped in Geneva, they started to make cigarettes. And that's 1905. And at that time, there was even Lenin there in Geneva. So they were making cigarettes for Lenin. And there are proof of that. He was going, because it was a family business. The kids were making cigarettes. And then his father in his 20s, so we're talking probably 25, sent him to learn about tobacco. And he sent him to Argentina, to Brazil. And someone in Brazil apparently told him, if you want to know about cigars, go to Cuba. And this is how he ended up in Cuba and discovered Cuban tobacco. And this is when he realized, when he went back, that cigars had to be held in humidors, otherwise they would be dry. So you have to realize that before that, in Europe or the rest of the world, people were smoking dry cigars.
Oh.
Imagine
that is very interesting.
Beautiful.
All the lords in the UK, all the lords, the guys with the big money, and the French with the castles, and even the Spaniards, because Spain is not a humid country. Nobody ever kept cigars in the same
in a climate controlled condition.
Nobody thought about that. So he did this when he came back. So this, we have to give it to him. And then he was running a shop. He opened a shop in Lausanne because his dad was in Geneva. Then he came back to take care of the shop in Geneva. And he sold the Geneva shop for $1 million. And I have articles about that in the 70s. Right. And then they just took him along for trips. And he was just the brand name, basically. But he had no shares in the company. And from $1 million shop, they made $1 billion company. And that man was Dr. Schneider. Dr. Schneider made a myth out of him. I mean, he had talent, but the brain. It's like the guy of McDonald. The McDonald brother they had one shop. And there's one guy who understood how to make money out of it, which was by owning the land.
That's right.
Not by selling.
It's a real estate business.
Yeah, Roy Kroc was the guy who turned McDonald's into what people know McDonald's is today.
So basically, the guy loved the story and said, "This guy," and he has become, the company's been bigger than him basically because he was a shopkeeper, and unfortunately for a lot of people, he smoked probably more cigarettes than cigars.
That's awesome. That's very cool. I'm glad I see. That's what's nice about the show. Same thing you do at a cigar lounge, right? Get a little history.
Yeah,
so there you have it. That was very cool.
Yeah. So,
well, gentlemen, I hate to do this to everybody, but we're 90 minutes into our show. So I think, unfortunately, as we say, we're going to have to say goodbye to everybody because the fans are probably starting to get a little edgy. And we will be back next Saturday at our normal time. It's 2 weeks in a fortnight when we go to 9 a.m. just for that one day because what's his name has to scratch his balls. We'd like to thank Mr. Onassis for showing up. We'd like to thank Laurent, of course, Riza, and of course our Salome Uzman. And don't forget to subscribe and like, leave your comments, tell your friends, and if you don't like someone, tell 2 of them. And then we'll go from there. Don't forget, this will get rebroadcasted every Sunday wherever you get your podcasts. We broadcast the show later on Saturday afternoon, so you didn't miss anything if you missed it. And once again, thank you to our 2 special guests and the history of Davidoff. Gentlemen, anything before we go that you'd like to say?
I would say thank you very much, Laurent. Thank you very much, Jean-Marie, for joining me today on such a short notice. It was really interesting, learned a few things. And it's
best show up till now. Best show up till now.
Yes.
Agreed. Thank you very much. Stephen, over to you.
All right, guys. We'll see you all next week. Thanks for watching. And everybody on Instagram, thank you. We'll see you on Instagram. And we rebroadcast on Instagram as well tomorrow. Cheers, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.